Long ago, in a small village nestled among lush green hills, there was a farmer named William. He was different from the others in the village. While people gathered to chat, laugh, and share farm work, William preferred solitude. He worked diligently in his fields, spent hours by the river in deep thought, and avoided meaningless gossip. The villagers often mocked him. "William, why are you always alone? Don't you feel lonely?" they asked. But William only smiled gently and replied, "When I am alone, I have time to understand myself and strengthen my will." No one understood him. They believed that living in isolation would make William weak and unsuccessful. One day, a great storm struck, sweeping away the villagers' fertile fields. William's farm was also devastated. The other farmers helped each other rebuild, looking at William struggling alone and laughing again. "Do you regret it now? If you had worked with us, you wouldn't have to face this disaster alone." But William remained unfazed. He gently touched the soil, acknowledging the loss, but showing no hesitation. "This land is mine, and it is my responsibility to restore it," he said. Without resting for even a day, he began working tirelessly. While others were still complaining and seeking help, William quietly plowed, sowed seeds, and planned for the future. At first, the villagers thought he was foolish, but over time, their opinions changed. An elderly man named Edward observed, "William is not lonely. He has determination, patience, and an unshakable will." As the harvest season arrived, something miraculous happened. William's fields flourished like never before, yielding abundant crops, while many other farmers were still struggling to recover. The whole village was astonished. "How can one man succeed like this?" they murmured. For the first time, William gathered the villagers. With a steady gaze, he said, "Being alone does not mean being weak. It is how I train myself and discover my inner strength. When you are not distracted by others' opinions, you truly realize your own potential." Not long after, a famine struck the village. The grain supply dwindled and the villagers anxiously searched for food. But William remained unaffected. He had prepared in advance, saving a portion of his harvest. Those who once mocked him now came to him for help. William did not turn anyone away, but he reminded them, "When you learn to rely on yourself, you will never fear any hardship." From that moment, the villagers' perception of William changed. Some young men in the village began following his example, spending time in self-reflection and self-improvement rather than depending on others. One day, a young man named Thomas asked William, "Have you ever been afraid of loneliness?" William smiled and replied, "Fear exists only when people do not understand themselves. When you truly know yourself, nothing can scare you." Once considered an outcast, William gradually became the most respected man in the village. He not only achieved success, but also inspired countless others. Solitude is not a weakness. It is an invaluable strength. When you are alone, you have the chance to understand yourself, sharpen your will, and overcome any challenge. If you want to succeed, learn to embrace solitude and turn it into your greatest weapon.